Okay, dear students, in the previous lecture, we have observed the stator voltage and frequency control of the induction motor. That is, we have seen the speed torque characteristics of a induction motor with the stator voltage and frequency control. That is voltage for heads controlling, right? So here, uh, how we are going to achieve that variable voltage and variable frequency, right? So that is we need to get the speed torque characteristics of induction motor with the variable voltage and variable frequency. So how we are going to get that variable voltage and variable frequency, and we see we have discussed that we can achieve that by using the voltage source inverters or cycloconverters, right? So that is we are going to use voltage source inverters for low and medium power applications. Coming to the cycloconverter, we go for the uh, high power applications, like cement mills or locomotives, like that, right? So now in today lecture we are going to see this voltage source inverter fed induction motor drive. Okay, that is as you already know, the topic of the voltage source inverter that you have studied already in your power electronics, right? So here let me explain that. So let me recall one important point regarding the voltage source inverter, so which is frequently asked in the competitive examinations, like your state PSUs or any other central PSUs. Uh, for a voltage source inverter, the DC source is having the small or negligible impedance. Small or negligible impedance. So this is a very important point. This question is being asked in the asked frequently, right? So the DC source of the voltage source inverter is having the negligible impedance. Okay, so just kept aside that point. Now here, and we are going to get the variable voltage and variable frequency from a fixed DC by using the voltage source inverters. Okay, now here, so you can observe the circuit diagram for this one. Here we are using the DC source. This one is the DC source, and phases three phases output of the inverter, A, B, C. You can also take it R by B. That's not a matter. So I've taken phases as A, B, C phases. So here the output of this terminals, we have connected a three-phase induction motor. This one is a three-phase induction motor with the phases A, B, C phases, and you can observe each phase is going to have the two switches. Every phase is connected with the two switches, and switch is consisting of the transistor. That too, we are going to use the power transistors here. We will use the power transistor, and every switch is having the transistor with anti-parallel connection of the diode. With anti-parallel connection of the diode. Okay, so there is a phase A is having the two switches. There's two transistor with anti-parallel connection of the diodes. So with this, we are going to have the six such type of switches for this voltage source inverter fed induction motor. And one more important point here. So here we can operate the induction motor drive in two mode of operations. That is, we can operate in the stepped wave inverter operation, and also that is we can get the output side, output of the voltage source inverter. We can get the stepped wave invert output, and also we can operate the induction motor like with pulse width modulation, mode, right? So we'll see first the stepped wave mode of operation. So with that stepped wave mode of operation, how we are going to get the variable voltage and how we are going to get the variable frequency. Okay, so now we can observe here. So this is the stepped wave we need to get from this diagram. So this is our required waveform. So this is the VAB is the line voltage. I have taken one line voltage diagram. So instead of taking the this all line voltage, I have taken VAB. So we'll go with this VAB reference, and we'll find out the volt relation between the output of the inverter and input of the inverter. Okay. So now here, so the VAB is the line voltage, and let us assume that the induction motor is connected in star manner. Let's take that the connection of the induction motor is star connection. So with that assumption, we are going to find out the line voltage as well as the phase voltage. Okay, and we're talking about the wave mode operation. So this is the output waveform we need to get. Now how we are going to get this output waveform? That is this stepped wave waveform. So you can observe if you observe this waveform here. So this is the positive part. So what is the time period? What is the period of this waveform during positive cycle? So you can take it as a 5 pi by 6 minus pi by 6. It is going to be 4 pi by 6. It is going to be how much? 2 pi by 3. So it is about how much degrees? 120 degrees. This is the conduction of the one group of thyristor. Positive group of thyristor transistor is going to be 120 degrees. And coming to negative side is also, this voltage is how much? This one is pi. So this will be pi plus pi by 3. So this also is going to be how much? 120 degrees. 120 degrees conduction operation. Okay. Now what is this gap? This is a pi by 6. That is this one 30 degrees, where the switches are not operating. This is also 30 degrees. So this up to this point, this will be 30 plus 30. It will be 60 degrees. It will be 60 degrees. Okay. Sorry for the interruption here. Now here, so these are 60 degrees. That is where we need to take gap. That is where the switches are not going to be operated. That is coming to this is what? Pi plus pi by 3. This point. This point is how much? This is a pi plus pi by 3. Pi plus pi by 3. And we have taken the time period is for 360 degrees. I would taken one cycle stepped waveform. We can also have the continuous waveform as it is a periodic, but I have taken the only one cycle waveform. So for this we have taken the positive side and negative side, and this is a pi plus pi by 3, and this would be what? This could be 2 pi minus pi by 3. 2 pi minus pi by 3. Okay. And if you do the difference between these two durations, that is the 2 pi minus pi by 3 minus pi by 3. So you are going to get how much? You will get the 120 degrees duration here. So here we need to operate transistors switches in 120 degrees mode. That is the 120 degrees mode. And also at what time we need to take break here? That is during these two conductions, positive and negative, we need to turn off the switches for the 60 degree duration. For the 60 degrees duration, that is, let's write down these points here. There is a conduction of the each thyristor transistor is how much degrees? 120 degrees. 120 degrees. Okay. So as we are having total how many time period? 360 degrees time period, right? So among these 360 degrees, coming to this is a gap. That is the non-conduction mode. The gap is what? 60 degrees. Non-conduction mode. This could be the 60 degrees. That is, we have to operate the switches in such a way that they should be operate in 120 degrees mode conduction, and after that they have to disconnect it for the 60 degrees time. So in such a way that if you do the triggering for the corresponding switches, we are going to get this type of stepped waveform. Okay. So for this type of stepped waveform, so what is the line voltage? So how we can find out the line voltage by using the this waveform. So if you remember the classes in your mathematics or in your signal systems, there you can observe the finding the equation for the non-sinusoidal waveforms. For non-sinusoidal waveforms, we are going to do the find out it by using the Fourier series. By using the Fourier series analysis. Okay. So for this stepped waveform, for this type of stepped waveform, we are going to get the equation like there is a, it is a what is the function is the function of this for this VAB. The function is the VAB and the DC value is what? DC value is VD and negative value is minus VD, and coming to time period is 2 pi. Time period is 2 pi. So for this type of waveform, and I am assuming that the induction mode is operated connected in star manner, and the inverter output line voltage. So this VAB is the inverter output line voltage, and we can take line voltage of the induction motor. Okay, so the inverter line voltage VAB, the inverter line voltage, or we can take induction motor line voltage VAB, can be calculated by using a Fourier series. So for above stepped wave, we can write down the equation for VAB. We can write down equation for VAB, line voltage VAB is equals to the, and one more thing, this type of waveform is going to contains only odd parts, summation n equals to 1, 3, 5 and so on up to infinity. It doesn't contain the any even terms. It contains only hard terms here. This type of stepped waveform. So if you are having any doubts, you can go through the your signal system or mathematics, or else you can also contact me after the class how to get this Fourier series, and it will be 4VD by n pi. I think you all seen this one in your polar currents also. Cos n pi by 6 into sine omega t plus pi by 6. Omega t plus pi by 6. Okay. So this is a line voltage expression. Let's solve this equation. That is, let me evaluate the summation. So by evaluating the summation, we are going to get the line voltage VAB is equal to, and I will substitute the values of n equals to 1, 3, 5, 7 like that. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 like that up to infinity. So with that substitution, let me write down this equation. That is 4VD by n equals to 1 pi into cos pi by 6 as n equals to 1 into sine omega t plus pi by 6. Omega t plus pi by 6. And plus, the voice is talking. So please be waited. There may be network issue. Okay. Now let us expand this equation. VAB is line to line voltage. So next term is n equals 3. For n equals 3, we are going to get the term will be like substitute n value is equals to the 3, 4 VD by 3 pi to cos 3 pi by 6 into sine 3 of omega t plus pi by 6. And next for n equals to 5, it will be, let me write down here, plus 4 Vd by 5 pi cos 5 pi by 6 sin 5 times of omega t plus pi by 6 and so on up to infinity, and so on up to infinity. Okay. Now further simplification. So now we can observe here. We're going to get here 3 pi by 6, the second term. So this will be the pi by 2. This is the cos pi by 2. 3 pi by 6 is the cos pi by 2. So cos 90 is nothing but 0. So this value, the second term will become 0. Second term will become 0. And after that, you can substitute the value of cos pi by 6. There's a cos 30 value. Cos 36. We can substitute the value of cos pi 6, cos 30 value. And also you can do this sin omega t plus 30. We can find out that value also. And also you can common the 4 VDB pi. So among all this term, the term 4 VDB pi is getting common. 4 VDB pi is getting common. And after that, by substituting the values of cos pi by 6 and cos pi by 6, you are going to get the equation. So I am writing the equation after substituting the values of these trigonometric values. So this will be VAB is equal to the 4 VD by pi root 3 by 2 times of sin omega t minus 1 by 5 sin 5 omega t minus 1 by 7 sin 7 omega t and so on and so on. Okay. And again we can further simplify this equation. VAB is equal to the we shall simplify the values of 4 root 3 by 2 this could be, this value will be same, and our this value will be 2 root 3 by pi 2 root 3 by pi VD. Okay. So now this is the line to line voltage. Let me find out the line to neutral voltage. Line to neutral voltage. Line to neutral voltage. And I'm assuming that my induction motor is connected in star connection. Then we can find out this line to neutral voltage equals to the line to line voltage by root 3. Line to line voltage by root 3. So that we can get expression VAN is equal to, this term will be as it is, this sin term will be as it is, and here there we are having the root 3 2 root 3 by pi, and root 3 get cancel, then we are going to get 2 VD by pi 2 VD by pi. Okay. Now let's find out the RMS value of line to neutral voltage. Why we are doing all this thing? To find out the relation between the output and the input, so that whether we are going to get the variable voltage or not. So RMS value of line to neutral voltage VAN is equals to the maximum value by root 2, Vm by root 2. Where what is the Vm here? Vm is equals to what? Vm equals to 2 Vd by pi. You can observe this term. This is the Vm value. Like Vm sin omega t. So this is about in bracket it is about all sine terms. Okay, and this is the Vm value, and the RMS value is going to be Vm by root 2, and Vm will be the 2 Vd by pi. So with the substitution, we are going to get this line voltage VAN is equals to the RMS value root 2 Vd by pi. Root 2 by pi Vd. Okay. And here this root 2 value is what? The root 2 by pi value is going to be constant value. Okay. So we can get a relation between this output RMS value and Vd, proportional relation, isn't it? So this is the proportional relation between the output and input. So this VAN is the RMS value of the phase to neutral voltage, that is output of the inverter, and VD is the input voltage. You can observe here in our diagram. So here VD is the input voltage, this is the VD value, this is the VD value. So VN is proportional to the VD value. Okay. So to get the variable voltage, you can observe here, to get the variable output voltage of the inverter, to get the variable inverter output voltage, we can vary this VD value. We can vary this VD value. So as you are going to vary this VD value, we are going to get the variable output voltage of the inverter. That is, we can get the variable voltage for the induction motor. So for induction motor, we can get the variable voltage by varying the VD value. By varying the VD value. Okay. So now getting variable voltage is okay. Now how about the frequency? We have to get the variable frequency also, right? So we are going to get this variable frequency by varying this time period. You can observe this waveform. By varying this time period, we are going to get the variable frequency. So the time period of output voltage waveform, by varying the time period of output voltage waveform, we can get the variable frequency. So in this way, we are going to get the variable voltage and variable frequency, and that variable voltage and variable frequency will be given to the induction motor. Will be given to the induction motor, right? So what is VAB here? VAB is the line to line voltage of the inverter, or we can take it is a line to line voltage for the induction motor, which is proportional to the VD, supply voltage of the inverter. So by varying this supply voltage, you can get the variable voltage at the output side, and also by varying the time period of this waveform, we are going to get the variable frequency. Okay. Now it is okay. It is uh, explainable if you are available with the variable input voltage. If you are available with the variable input voltage, it is okay. In some type of some places and some applications are uh, you may not be available with the variable input voltage, variable DC input voltage. In such cases, what we have to do? In such cases, what we have to do? Okay. So there we are going to use a very simple techniques. When the voltage is fixed, when the supply voltage is fixed, we are going to use a chopper. We are going to use a chopper in between the DC supply and this inverter. That is between this DC supply and inverter, we are going to connect the chopper. So as we know, chopper is going to convert the fixed DC to variable DC, right? So that's why there where the variable DC is not available, there we are going to connect the chopper in between the inverter as well as the this DC supply. So it is one method. One more possibility is also there. The one more possibility is we can use a three-phase converter. That's a three-phase rectifier. So for three-phase AC supply, we're going to give the connection to the rectifier. After that, we'll connect to the inverter. Okay, there we are going to get the variable DC. So the circuit diagrams already we have seen in the previous lecture, right? At the end of the yesterday lecture, we have drawn the different types of circuit diagrams. So here, for those cases, uh, the DC is fixed. The DC supplies fixed value. That is, you cannot vary this value. In such applications, you have to operate your induction motor in the variable voltage and a variable frequency. Okay, so that is this will be given to the chopper. This will be given to the chopper. As we know, chopper is going to convert the variable DC to fixed DC to the variable DC, and this variable DC will be given to the inverter with the help of the filter to get the smooth DC. We are going to use a filter, LC filter, and now this will be given to the inverter. And it is going to feed this induction motor. Okay. This pot is filter. This pot is filter pot. And one more possibility here, if you are available with the three-phase AC supply, if you are available with the 3-phase AC supply. Now this will be given to the converter, 3-phase converter, 3-phase converter, this which will convert the AC to DC, and at the output of the converter we are going to get the DC value, variable DC value. This will be given to the filter, and after that will be given to the inverter, okay, and with this will drive the induction motor, okay. So these are the possibility of the getting the variable voltage. Now if you observe this term, this voltage equation, so in this equation we are having the x, other than the fundamental we are going to have the remaining frequency components also, that is we are having the 5 omega t, 7 omega t, like that we are going to have the other harmonic components also. So along with the fundamental you are having the other harmonic components also, that is you are getting the harmonics at the output of the inverter, and these harmonics are going to given to the induction motor, induction drive, so which will cause what, there is a possibility of the disturbance in the operation, that is there may not be smooth operation because of this harmonics component. It's 5 omega t, 7 omega. Always remember what is harmonics. Simply you can say that it is a other than the fundamental component, this omega t is a fundamental component, so there is nothing worry with the sin omega t term, but we have to worry with the remaining terms, sin 5 omega t, 7 omega t, like that. So those are the those contains the harmonic components. So those harmonic components will be given to the induction motor drive, so which is affect the operation of the induction motor, that is we are not going to get this smooth operation. So for that case, to make inverter operation independent of the converter of chopper, or else to avoid this harmonics, we are using filters, and still we are going to have some harmonics also there. So for that case we are going to use a pulse width modulation inverter mode, okay, that is a VSI operated in PWM mode, inverter mode. So we have seen so far the stepped wave mode, and in the next lecture we are going to discuss the pulse width modulation mode, okay. I hope you all know the concept of the pulse width modulation. There we are going to use two signals called reference signal and carrier signal. So with the reference signal we are going to use the pulse widths, okay. By that we are going to get the output voltage. I will see that technique in the next lecture. With this I would like to conclude the today's session. So if anybody is having doubts you can stay back, otherwise you can leave the meeting.